Thank you so much to everybody who is supporting me on Patreon. Your generosity and support is greatly appreciated. I love you all so much. If you like what I do and want to support me in a more personal way, then consider joining my Patreon page today. There will be a link at the top of the description.
Hello and welcome to a showcase video for the Triton LEGO Railway layout. This is segment number 4 and the first part of the goods yard. Now this was built after the whole station diorama, and specifically this was supposed to come after where the bridge kind of took off. But the more I kind of think about this, the more I think, well, nothing should really come before this. A bit of blank track would be good. And I say that just because of this corner. This corner. No, I don't think that's going to interfere with anything, especially that comes previous, so long as it doesn't go any wider than the two main base plates I'm using. But it should be okay nonetheless. Now this is an elevated base plate, or, you know, call it whatever you want, but that's what I'm going to go with. This is from an old Lego City police station. I still remember going to Toys R Us to buy this set. And I turned it into a staff office, or like a staff break room. Doesn't really matter too much as to what it is, as opposed to some more enthusiastic train fans will recognise what this could become. But at the same time, since I was building a layout, I wanted to be able to use this somehow, and I don't know, it just, to me, it fits in the goods yard really well. The layout has two main running lines, and I thought, well, eventually I'm going to have to add a siding somewhere, just to add more details and kind of experiment with things. How the hell am I going to do that? Well, if you saw the review video of the Trix Bricks ballast pieces, that is the answer. So Trix Bricks is a website that make Lego train compatible products. Basically, cool Lego train products that Lego themselves will never make. Ballast pieces were one of them. I have one for the curves here and one for the points right next to them. This is a godsend because you can brick build ballast for points and curves, but it's a nightmare. These are 3D printed and there are more details in the review video, so just go to that. I'll leave a link in the description. You will also see as the videos progress that this turns into more than just a siding. The goods yard is going to feature a bunch of miscellaneous structures, stuff that just, you know, is there for decoration. It doesn't really mean anything, it doesn't do anything. It's just something else to look at. So the first one here is a nice big sort of scaffolding sort of structure, using yellow bricks just because I had them available. And another one here is a bunch of black bricks in a bunch of different details, just cobbled together. Again, it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't do anything, it's just something else to look at. Otherwise there will be a bunch of blank emptiness on these base plates, and that's something I want to try and avoid. The idea for this came from Fallout 76. There's a location called the Mount Blair Train Yard, I think it's called. Doesn't really matter, but the idea is that there's an area where it's just so industrial, it looks really cool, and of course it helps break up the boringness of the base plates. If this layout was going to be displayed, this area here would be where the people would come along, stand next to the table and see the layout in all of its glory. Over this side is where I will be standing in between it all, like in between the tables. And I was a bit hesitant to do what I was about to say here, but, you know, it kind of just happened. So this section of the layout expands a little bit further. Specifically, it goes up by one more base plate, just to add some more details, make it a little bit bigger, a little bit more bolder, and ultimately it really paid off. Next to this building here is a small road section where small vehicles can come and go. It doesn't really mean too much, but it's connected to the fuel segment I've got here. So one thing that I knew that I wanted were some oil silos, or fuel silos, whatever you want to call them. But silos with burnable liquid, basically, and octane was a go-to idea. And this sort of structure here, this framework around the 3 silos, turned out to be really cool. Adding in the appropriate details took a while to get right, but ultimately I think I got there. There is a small sort of nozzle, and there's actually a second one by the road I mentioned a moment ago, as to where some lorries and tanker wagons can be filled and emptied. The silos themselves are 4x4, and using some 2 cylinder bricks to make it work, and there's just a few of the details like a sort of sewer grate there in case any oil is spilt, and of course some dials for the controls to make sure, you know, there's not too much oil in there, or just anything else that's more relevant to the oil silos. I don't know the exact details. I just built it because I thought it looked cool and would suit this goods yard look. Now the last thing to talk about in segment 4, the first part of the goods yard, is this little square here. Well, I say little, it's actually quite big. This is a 16x16 stud city road plate, and this is quite interesting. I got a few of the city road plate sets, these sort of basic ones, and I actually wanted to try these out because I reckon I could use these for future segments as well.
Now this, at the moment, doesn't really mean anything, but you will see what this is linked to in future videos.
And there we go, that is the end of this showcase video. Just to remind everyone, this is segment number 4 for the Triton LEGO Railway layout, the beginning of the goods yard. Now, of course, I have put the entire goods yard together. I've had my fun with it, and it really is something to behold. I genuinely never thought I would get it done. There were so many details I wanted to try out, and just so many times I thought, it's just not worth it. But I pushed through and got it done, and I'm so happy with the end result. Thank you to everybody who has supported me on Patreon. Your generosity and support has been put towards this. It is just so incredible to know that people really do believe in what I do and want to help me in a more personal way. If you want to become a Patreon member, follow the link at the top of the description. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.